Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode 11 of Making Meaning with Joel Corda. Got a lot of different stuff tonight. I am a lone wolf McQuaid, solo running it. Seth is leaving me to my own devices, which we'll see if that's a good idea or not. Probably not. Put this over there. That's where I want to look today. Got a lot of different things to cover. I want to give you the album update, some merch update, art, health, AI, all the good stuff. Actual subjects today. Note cards, people. I took some notes. It's wild. It's good to see you here. It's good to be here. It's been a long Tuesday. We had evacuation at school today, and I think I am still trying to process how much fun that is not. So, I'm going to play this first song. Usually I dedicate it to my wife. Tonight, it's for her as always, but I am just going to use it to stay in this moment. Be here now. Off of Big Dumb Heart. Yes, can only get it at the Sip and Dip show. There it is. All right. Let's play this. Be Here Now from Big Dumb Heart. Okay. Stepping stone values, tenderness lost. It's been a spell since I've slowed it all down and looked on your face. To look on your face, the care, the time, the intent, the thought. Baby, I can be here now. 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 It's kicking up again from the outside world. From within, never been without. Can count on one hand the times when we've lost the thread. But countless are the times I've assumed. Hey baby, I can be here now. 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 You've given much more than you've taken. I can't nearly say the same. It's not that these pillars are shaking. See, it's occasionally sane. So put down those dishes. I'll turn off the TV. We'll let the boy play in traffic for a while. Let's turn on some music. Let's move for a while. 'Cause these moments won't always be here now. And I can be here now. 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 Should we do the part where I give myself a... Oh, yeah, crickets. We got crickets. Oh, there it is. Bruce Springsteen talks about the blessed in the present right now. I remember him he was writing about his Super Bowl performance that he had just done. And there's a moment that he's looking for everything to click. And I often use this song to click in when I feel like I am disconnected from stuff. Speaking of Springsteen, got that Nebraska box set, and it's pretty awesome. It's pretty fun, pretty awesome. Okay, so the new album. Working the new album. Pretty excited about it. And when I say new album, I mean kind of new album. I have been, for the last 5 years, it started when longer, 6 years. The year before I was in the hospital, so 6 years ago, I had decided I wanted to start writing original Christmas music. And I'd written one song called Merry Happy that I thought was actually going to be part of a musical that I'm going to, still someday going to try to get my friend Steve Olson to help me write. He won't, but I'm going to keep saying it because that's how you manifest your stuff. Trying to see if I can pull the comments up because I see there are people on here. Nope, that's not working. So I wrote that one. Oh, there we go. Nadine, I got to show you this comment. Nadine says she got a good chuckle. Guess she was doing the dishes right now and she had to put them down and just listen. That's very sweet, honey. Yeah, when you are the person in the song, I suppose that is something that has to happen. 6 years ago, wrote Merry Happy, hoping to put something together with Steve Olson. I have written some scenes for something that I wanted it to be something like a Christmas musical, honestly, is what I wanted to do. It's a Wonderful Life is my all-time favorite movie. I would love to sometime in my life make something close to that. We'll see. And then the next year was when I was in the hospital. And when I got out, I just had this need to make stuff, to put good stuff in the world. And I quickly wrote 2 more original songs. One is called Get Here Christmas, and the other one is That Christmas Day. And then didn't do Christmas stuff for a little while. I had gotten the job at Sip and Dip, and between teaching and performing, I was still writing songs. I was still doing stuff. Had the secret album, the Big Dumb Heart that I have at the Sip available, but was kind of slowing down, usually in a way of trying to create the output that I had been before. I was also trying to figure out how to learn to market better, learn how to do some stuff. Last year, I put out a song, New Shade of Blue. That was the Christmas song last year. And this year, went into the studio with Matt Johnson. Spent the last couple weeks working on one. A couple, actually. There's one called Complicated Christmas. And I have 2 other Christmas songs written that I don't... Either then they're not good enough or they're not developed enough. It's not going to happen yet. So I decided to pull the move Elvis did, which was try to put some inspirational stuff on there too. And I have a song, again, on this bad boy, and I will probably play it again tonight. I've played it a few times on here, called Light in the Dark. And to make it special to the Christmas album, Matt Johnson and I were adding to the original track. And it is just one track. It is just me playing and singing live. I love playing with, working with Matt Johnson. I've always loved playing in bands. it's hard to manage. It's hard to be the den mother to everybody because somebody has to be, and usually it ends up being the guy that's writing the songs and wants to be in the band in the first place. But with Matt, the way that we usually work is I go in and I play and sing live the song, and then we build and make it sound like a full band. And I think Complicated Christmas this year is one of the best embodiments of that work that we've done together. And I really have loved everything that he and I do together. There's something about this one. It's not a terribly showy song, and it's a longer song, and it's got a lot to it. And I just think it did the job. But you can be the judge of that. So hopefully finish up the recording, ship it off. I'd like to get some limited edition vinyl this year. So pre-order that, put it out for the people to pre-order, put some ads out while they're making it. Limited edition, probably, I'm thinking 100 copies. If the pre-orders go crazy, then we'll see. I doubt it's going to go that crazy. I just don't think it works quite like that anymore. I think the big guys have a hard time selling that many, but we'll see. But I might be putting it out. Can we make the deadline for the Christmas deadline? Or is it just, I know people like to support. I know that's the model that I'd like to have, is where people pre-order, we order what they want, we give it to them. Same with the merch. There are kind of two avenues right now that are developing for the merch. And that is, there's one that is online. It could be an online store where it'll be just drop shipped, and it'll have a ton of different things on it. It's going to have mugs and beanies and sweaters and t-shirts and just a bunch of different stuff that you can get that would, bear my image. I want to get samples of that here so that I know the quality is really good before I even put that up. But the other part, the part that I'm generally more interested in, is the exclusive stuff, the stuff that is handmade, independent stuff here in Montana. So I've been talking to my friend Bob O'Boyle with O'Boyle Steelworks, our first sponsor, and I'm going to show their ad in a minute. But also the Spacement. Those guys have been on here. You've seen me talk about them. Seeing if I can find that. No, we won't worry about that right now. Possible handcrafted hats, possible handcrafted t-shirts. Spacement guys, they made this one right here. They did not like me at CMR wearing my Buffalo today, especially because Great Falls High won the crosstown game last week 8 years in a row. That's not great. So I want to get the exclusive stuff out there. I want it to be, again, it's everything is going to go through my hands in that way. The stuff that's going to be able to be drop shipped, I want it to be high quality, but it's not going to come from this house like the other stuff would. It's just, I am really just figuring all of these things out. I'm figuring out as we go. I have another friend helping me with the website and how to work the Kajabi system to really set it up and to be smooth so that your possible ordering of these things goes really well. That's the big idea. I want to show Bob O'Boyle, the O'Boyle Steelworks ad.
Strength, story, steel.
That's O'Boyle Steelworks.
Every knife we forge is one of a kind, built to last, built for you. From custom blades to hand-etched detail.
Each piece carries history in its steel.
Whether for daily use or as a showpiece for generations, we craft it by hand right here in Montana. Find O'Boyle Steelworks on Instagram, Facebook, Etsy, and Patreon.
Strength, Story, Steel.
Steel.
Again, I want to show off. I think he made some exclusive merch for O'Boyle Steel. This is just my mug on a piece of Slade that I think is pretty sweet. I want to convince Bob to do a knife giveaway at some point. Yes, a knife getaway. Getaway? Giveaway. Yes. So those are the things going on with the album release. It's a model for the things that are coming up. It's a model for the way that I want to do business, is to use this show, platform my work, platform other people's work, go from there, build, get the community talking. I love having Nadine comment on here. I see there's not a ton of people watching right now. That's not usually where I catch them, but I want to train people to show up at 7 so that they start commenting, put something up, and then we can talk back and forth. That leads me to the next thing I kind of wanted to talk about, which is feedback, the feedback loop. I get really good feedback for the most part. I get people that really care about me and they say really lovely things. And the numbers are showing that this show is growing. It's pretty wild. It's restreamed on YouTube. It's on Facebook. That's not usually where I catch people, though. I catch people for the ads that I make. And I got an interesting comment this week about the way that I put the ads out. And I wanted to talk about that a bit. I'm 11 shows in and I'm still figuring things out, the equipment, the programs, the way that I want to present myself to the world, how I want it to go, guide rails, the people that we want on the show. There's a lot to figure out, and it's designed to be a platform, like I said, to talk about making meaning in life through art, passion projects, ways of living. My wife was talking about her yoga on here, and I think that fits just as much as Kyle's artwork last week, or Sean talking about his pottery and his ghosts. I got to show this off while I still can, because Halloween's spooky. Oh, no, it's okay. So I would have loved to have had my friend Allie Joe on, but she is too busy she's too busy directing the show I wanted her to talk about. I also wanted to get to the point where we can go back and forth live and I can talk and I can hear what people have to say live, and to have that be going on in the community, to be talking amongst themselves. But I took a couple of shots this week because of the way that I put the clips out. And a big part of it is I use AI. I use this program called Opus Clips. And I put the show all out at once. I use Ecamm Live. That's what you're seeing in the way that I'm able to put it out. It has all the inputs. It has my Rodecaster. It has a Stream Deck. It has these cameras. Part of why it's so confusing for me is because all these things are kind of tricky to work on a regular basis. So I've been concentrating on the content and the creation of the actual show. What Opus Clips lets you do is you take the whole show, and I'll take it after I'm done today, drop it in, and it automatically cuts up the clips, and it rates them and tells me which ones are the best ones for putting out in the world for you guys to see, which ones you guys will be the most interested in. And it creates the captions, and it creates the hashtags, and it's pretty wild. And like I said, it's AI. And that really made somebody mad this week. They got on there on one of my clips and said something about, "Oh, this is AI, clearly." And I said, "Yep." And they wanted to educate me. they wanted to send me a clip that said, well, as a musician, you need to read this. And it's like, I've already read that. I actually have thought long and hard about how to use things. And I don't know that I'm doing it right. I don't know that that's the right way to do things, but it's working for me. I could make you the promise that as soon as the show was big enough that people got paid, I would hire somebody to do it, but the AI might do it better anyway. And I understand the dangers that people are dealing with when it comes to AI and the elimination of jobs. And I'm a teacher, and I would imagine that might be one that's in danger too. So the line that I have never talked about on here that I'd like to share with you, so there is some understanding of what it is I do. The art is never touched by AI, meaning I don't use AI in my songs. I don't use it in songwriting. I'm going to take that back in that I've used AI for a rhyming dictionary for reference. I use AI to do some personal assistant stuff, as in some research. I've had it research for me. I got a lot of good information about Kyle when I said, please do deep research on all of his social media and all of his KRTV appearances, and it did a really good job with that. That could have been a person, I'm sure, but I didn't take anybody's job because nobody has a job here. It's not going to be me writing songs through AI. That's the stuff you're getting is the straight dope. It comes right from me to you. And if it wasn't, I would tell you. And so that conversation went, you're using this, that's unfortunate. I said, you can always hit the button that says you don't have to see it again. And that's always true. Do I want to lose people? Do I not want to have discourse? That's not necessarily what I'm talking about here. I'd love to have discourse, but I also think it's not fair to make the assumption that I haven't thought about it. I've thought about a lot of things. I think about things maybe too much. Let's see. Thank you. I think AI could not do my thank you. Just JST Chin, Montana. Don't think it could do you any justice. Thank you. That's very sweet. And I agree. I think we would be able to tell at this point. Maybe AI will get to the point where we're all replaced and Will Smith has to come and save us all. I don't know. I'm not trying to get it to do more than I want it to do, which is jobs I can't do or don't have time to do. And that might be the danger. That might be the downfall of humanity. That my attitude I could be wrong. I could be a real hypocrite. I could be I'm not sure yet. But for right now, as somebody that is putting a lot of effort and some funds into this thing, I'm going to try to make my life as easy as I can in some places. And that's just what it's going to be for right now. I want to sing a song before I bring up the next topic. And the song itself is kind of about what we're talking about. And it sounds like I really think it's important to not be a preachy guy. I am telling you the things I'm going through and experiencing. I don't want you to think that I have any answers, because I sure do not. I have theories. I have things I'm trying to work out, and that is what we're going to do. And speaking of AI, Siri heard theory and wanted to turn on. Nothing, Siri. No, seriously. We don't need you. Thank you. Okay, this song I wrote at a particular time when I felt to me like the world was going crazy. And I'm not going to tell you that time because I don't necessarily want to be that political either. I think the only way you can change people's minds is to put it in the art. There's a song called The Upset, and I put the upset I was feeling into my art. The upset. I haven't cleaned my ears since the upset. Drinking too many beers, oh, the upset. Can't just stand around, what's the upset? Can't afford to make a sound, where's the upset? Oh, the upset. Oh, the upset. Oh, the upset. Oh, the upset. I haven't felt so well, 'cause the upset. Say it hurt like hell for them, the upset. I haven't spoken much since the upset. I miss the gentle touch from the upset. Oh, the upset. Oh, the upset. Oh, the upset. Oh, the upset. Counting cars flowing by this busted screened-in porch. How long, darling, how long? Go anywhere with you. My friend is leaving now, 'cause the upset. Says this town has let him down, oh, the upset. Says he can't just live his life, oh, the upset. I haven't told my wife yet, for the upset. My father's pride was calling the upset. They don't listen to the little guy, oh, the upset. There's things I didn't know, save the upset. About how angry people have been, oh, bring your upset. Oh, the upset. Oh, the upset. Oh, the upset. Oh, the upset. So it seems, no more rent is coming due. You won't get back that deposit. Things unbelieved are coming true. Let's hope that we can stand it. Been crying too many tears since the upset. Drinking all the beers, oh, the upset. I can't tell what's wrong, 'cause the upset. I haven't sung along since the upset. Oh, 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 the upset. Thank you. Let's see. Lee said, using AI as a tool and not as a crutch. That's the important thing. I hope so. Like I said, I don't know that I have it all figured out. I don't pretend to. And that's a big part of this. Another thing that I wanted to... Another comment that was up, and it was today. and it was on my friend. I had Kyle Doherty, local artist, political artist. Let me show you how political Kyle is. This was painting that he gave to me. We talked about last week on the show. One of our founding fathers in braids and smoking the weed. So there's commentary in there. He's making his art and he's saying his thing through there. He spoke pretty eloquently about the meaning of those things on the whole show. The problem with my clips is it'll show a quick clip. It'll say it'll be a quick thing and then it's out. And the idea is it's a leader to get back to the show. You watch the whole show. And today he had somebody come on here, and I want to be really clear about, I'm not critiquing the person's point of view, but I don't think it's as informed as it could have been. And somebody came on that clip that showed a divide of people. There's, the river's running through, and on this side is Charlie Russell and Paris Gibson, and on this side is Lewis and Clark, Sacagawea, and some of the party. And their comment was, "Where's York?" And I wrote, "Great question." And they wrote immediately, "It's called Erasure of Black History." Erasure of Black History. And I said, let me ask the artist. And I sent that to Kyle, and I had him engage, and his engagement was, I guess he can't please everybody, which is probably the right one, and to move on, because if they'd heard him talking about it, they would have known what his point of view was. But they're right. The black person in that party was not in that picture. The artist decided not to include them. And immediately I got defensive for my friend in the dumbest, whitest guy way possible. Because I know Kyle, and I know his art, which I just showed you some of. I also know some of his good friends. And they're not all white guys. And that doesn't defend anything. That's the worst defense ever when a white guy says, "But I have black friends." Kyle has worked to produce black artists in the rap community. And all of that is to say I should have said nothing. And I am figuring out how I want to navigate this stuff. Because I like that it makes me think, but I don't like this thing that we do now where we just go through and we see something. There's one thing that we don't like about it, and we comment, and we run away with our day. I don't know if the person leaving this comment thought another thing of it. I do know the comment from before when I said, "Hey, you can click that button and never see it again," which wasn't being mean. I know this person in real life. I like this person in real life. I don't really want to be talked down to as far as, well, did you think about this? Well, did you think about that? That should be a private conversation or a message, or maybe just don't assume. That was the part but then again, you get defensive, and where are you at then? Like, that's not what this show is about. This show is about, hey, have you thought about this? So she was asking me, have I thought about it? And I had, but I wasn't given a chance to say that. And I didn't know that was a proper channel anyway. So I might be blowing it out there on the interwebs. I might very well just be chasing people off in droves while talking about making meaning and being a gentle, kind person. I might be screwing this whole thing up. And if that's the case, then I guess it won't grow and it'll probably die its own death. But it's not my intention. I fully intend on being as good as I can of a steward of people's hearts while they're here. And that sounds so cheesy, but that is it. Making meaning, making art, making love, making beauty, making joy, making optimism. That's why I'm here. And the little things, I'm going to screw up. And the big things, I'm going to screw up. And I'm not apologizing because I don't even know what I would be apologizing for. Just telling you that there's a human here behind those comments, in those clips, even if they were computer generated, AI generated clips. A human made those clips. A human made the content, the art, the work. That's who I am. Joel Corda, making meaning. I'm going to play you one more song. It's the one that we're going to put on the Christmas album as our version of a spiritual. It's called Light in the Dark. Well, it's not getting easier. Maybe it just won't. Anytime soon. Just hope. Hold on to something. Just hold something close. Be a light in the dark. Be a voice for the crowd. Be a light in the dark. Make that phone call. Tie that bind. They say love is Lord. Well, I don't know about that, but I could use yours. Be a light in the dark. Be a voice on the line. Be a light in the dark. Be a light in the dark. Be a hope in their hearts. Be a light in the dark. Oh, yeah. Remember that moon. Well, it's that moon. For everyone, be aware that the sun, oh, it's the same sun. For everyone, be a light in the dark. Be a voice for the crowd. Be a light in the dark. Be a light in the dark. Be the voice reaching out. Be a light in the dark. Be a light in the dark. Be a hopeful song. Be a light in the dark. Be a light in the dark. Be a hope in my heart. Be a light in the dark. Okay. All right. So I said a lot. I want to see. Let me look at my notes here. I had some last stuff to talk about. What do we got here? After that. Yes. Talked about the albums. Talked about the stuff. I want to end on another note. I think I told you that I'd been maintaining the weight. A lot of you have been following the weight loss journey. I was at 125 loss for a while and was okay with it. You know, my dad passed away in June. And after losing 125 pounds it was less than a year. So I actually thought it would not be such a horrible idea to rest at that weight. Obviously I have more to lose, more weight to lose. I'm about halfway or to where I'd like to be. Um, but I'll tell you, I am way closer to the healthy that I want to be, like the just moving around, the feeling better, the having energy. To that end, though, last week I decided it was time to start losing weight again. And rather than just clean up the diet part, I thought what I'm really going to do is hit it incredibly hard at the gym. And I did. I was referring to these things as extra credit. So normally what I do is I am at the gym 6 days a week. I swim 6 days and I lift 3. And the amount of time usually is about 40, 40 minutes in the pool to 50, depending on how I'm feeling, and 45-minute lift is kind of how it goes. But the lift is always first on those days. None of that matters to any of you as far as, I don't know why I'm getting into the specifics. For the story, I'm getting into it for the story. So I needed to, in my head, I needed to be different than I had been the week before, meaning I know that I knew I was going to be eating better. I was going to be cleaning it up. I was going to be not eating the sugar that I had been eating. I could feel the slide happening where the old habits were kicking in. And I started doing more of the hypnosis to tell myself to not eat a bunch of crap, which is always a good idea. Let's do a camera change. So I was eating better. You could tell immediately felt better. What was really interesting was when I wasn't eating sugar, I couldn't lift as heavy. I couldn't lift quite as much, but my stamina was growing. So I was deciding, what I'm going to do? I'm going to get some extra credit in the pool, and I'm going to just swim extra credit. So normally, what would be on a given day, I want to do like between on a very light day. If I'm lifting on a light day, I want to do 32 laps, and I was doing 40 last week, or sometimes 44 or 48, and like, ooh, extra credit. I'm doing it. I'm really beating the system here, man. And oh, sorry, I'm laughing before I'm done with the story. So today, my team, the where I do my weigh-in, and it's the kind of weigh-in where it's not just weight, but it's muscle, and it's fat, and it's the water content, and it's your visceral fat, and it has so many things. So I track all of it, and it certainly helps on those weeks when I don't get it done right. Extra credit worked, and I should say this week I took it way too far. So Sunday after the lift, I ended up swimming 64 laps, and I think my goal was 32. And I felt really good about it. And yesterday, instead of doing 40 laps, I did 60. I felt really good about it. And today, I lifted, and then I did another 60, and I think I hit my wall. And as I was in there talking to my doc, she was like, "These are great numbers," because I lost 7 pounds in 2 weeks, and it's the right stuff. So that the muscle keeps going up, and it's unattainable. It's not unattainable. I cannot keep doing this the same way. She was looking at me and saying, "How you feeling, dummy?" She would never call me dummy, but that was the unspoken in her eyes. And I said, "Kind of tired." And she said, "Well, sustainable. Unsustainable. You need to maybe beg off." So while I'm super glad that I lost 7 pounds to kick it off and that I did those things, I did the extra credit, and I felt really good for a little bit, I do need to look at the longevity of it. I don't need to lose 7 pounds every week or two. I can lose less. And I'm going to. I could be a little nicer to myself, but that's kind of the fun struggle of these things, is it gets wild out there. Anyway, Lee, what'd you say? Lee says, just loves that song. Buddy, me too. Even though I wrote it, I'm going to go ahead and say that I love that one too. Thank you all for sitting with me solo tonight so I could kind of give a state of the show address, I guess, on episode 11. I'm a guy that doesn't have all the answers, but is going to keep trying. How about that? I hope that works for you. I appreciate you all. I hope to see you out in the world. I hope you're having a great time, and I hope you're making some stuff out there. I hope you're making some meaning on your own. Have a great night. That is